Alright guys, so I wanted to make it a little better, so I just redid these with the up-to-date fast play rules real quick to make it easier to see. So you can see, instead of those two columns in here that we had, one for speed and one for basically your acceleration, you have basically full reverse, reverse, all stop, ahead full, flank speed. So you can usually you use a paper clip and just mark what your speed is. So if you're going to accelerate really quickly or decelerate really quickly and move more than just one of these back and forth, so if you're going to go from flank speed to say I'll stop, then you'd have to pay an action, because if you can shift up to one without having to pay an action, but any more than that, you're going to have your crew brace themselves or drain power from other systems. So you're going to use an action, and this ship has 3 actions as it is, and then other actions can be used to fire weapons and to make additional turns and things like that. So other than that, I got rid of all these extra little things that we had for damaging individual systems. The fast play system is for larger combat. You don't worry about individual weapon systems getting damaged. You don't worry about things like engine damage. You don't worry about damage to your individual weapon systems, your interception systems. Basically, you just worry about your structure and your crew. And if you take a crit in this system, all you do is you take additional structure and additional crew damage. And now we look at the Primus, the war cruiser. It's about 100 points more expensive, 120 points more expensive. It's got more armor. The weapons fire faster. They fire about the same range, but they do a lot more damage too. They do more damage than they got additional die damage versus what you do on the other side. The arcs are also much bigger, and the arcs make a big difference on your weapons. You also have these all the twin particle rays. They're just all over the top of the ship and the bottom of the ship. That those have a decent range, and they do a decent amount of damage because they're twin rays. So those together, in all, the Primus has a significant amount of firepower over the Omega Destroyer. The advantage the Destroyer has, though, is that these heavy lasers are artillery weapons. So basically they're made to be shot at long range, so they're a little bit better to hit at long ranges. So he's got an advantage there if he can stay out at long range and take some pot shots. But that's probably not going to happen very often, because they have a 2-turn delay on these heavy lasers. So it's not ideal to sit out there and try to hide out there for a couple turns, especially if he just needs to get close enough to shoot his lasers, which, as you see, they also have a lower delay, so they can fire basically every other turn. So those are the sheets, updated sheets. I'm gonna do a quick battle with these and put it up sometime today, and then we'll see. I'll probably have a break this weekend just because we're going to have some camping and do some fun stuff. So have some fun with the scouts, and I'll see you guys probably early next week.